can make it. All right. So what are we going to talk about today, guys?
Motherboard.
A motherboard. Do you know what a motherboard is?
No.
Ada?
A mother.
It's a mother? No, I don't think so. So you can see a couple examples of the motherboard here. I took this one out, so you can see that. And this is the one that's actually attached in there. You see that back in there?
Yeah.
Okay. So the motherboard, that's your main circuit board. Everything connects to your motherboard, interacts with each other, allows your computer to function. Basically, it's kind of your main hub for everything. You know, everything plugs into it, everything connects to it, and that's kind of the total working package there. There's different parts of it here, so if you kind of look, if you guys want to come up here and take a look. So obviously you know what these are. We remember we connected these the last time. Remember what that was?
RAM.
RAM, that's right. Yep, so you got your RAM sticks that attach to the motherboard. You've got your resistors. You've got, this is a fan, and we'll talk about this at a later date, but underneath there is your processor. No. And then you've got some different stuff on here. So these are what we call our onboard connections. So we've got some microphone, headphone stuff. You've got connections for HDMI and VGA, so that's your output for your screens. You've got your USB connection, so if I need to hook up a mouse, keyboard, headphones, things like that can be hooked up there. And then you've got your onboard network connections right here as well, which is your Ethernet connection, which plugs into there. So everything, like I said, kind of runs through here. You can see the connections for right now. All these different devices are connected up to that. So if you look at where these cords go, you've got one connection that's going over here, to your DVD drive, your CD-ROM. You've got other connections that'll go to your hard drive. So there are different things here that can go in there. You've got right here, which the battery is actually taken out right now, but that's your CMOS battery. So every once in a while those go bad and you need to replace those. Sometimes if you need to reset your BIOS and things like that, you can just pop the battery out of there, and that will sometimes go through and reset that. Yeah, we can talk about the BIOS at a later date here. But all the major parts on the motherboard can be taken off. So like I said, right here, you've got underneath here, you've got your processor under there. So you can take this off. You can get in there and you can get to your processor and you can remove the processor. Your RAM obviously is attached there. If you have other cards, you can have a network interface card. You could have a video card. You can have a bunch of different types of cards that are actually attached to your motherboard. And we'll talk about that stuff at a later date as well. But you can have a bunch of different stuff connected to it. Obviously, if one of these things go bad on here, then sometimes you have to go through and replace the whole motherboard, and you will see that. If you see these little things on here, sometimes these can actually expand, and you'll see that if you ever have a problem with the computer not booting up or doing something, you'll take a look at the motherboard and see if there's any issues on there. You can also reset your BIOS password from here as well. If you look at these little things here, you can see these little pins. You see that little pin on there?
Yeah.
So you can pop these right out like this, and just that little piece comes out, and that, if you move it here to the other section here, that resets your BIOS password. So if you have a system password or administrative password on there, you can go through and you can reset that there. These are just mounted in here with screws, so it comes in like this, screws into the form factor there, into your tower. You can just mount them right in there. But that's the motherboard. Like I said, everything kind of runs through that motherboard. That's kind of your main hub, if you will, where everything kind of floats through here. Once again, if you see this one here, everything's kind of attached to this one. You'll see your power supply actually plugs into this as well. And that's how you give it you give the motherboard power to be able to talk to each other. That'll plug directly up into there as well. If you guys want to take a look at it, get a little bit closer look, see if there's anything on there that you want to, if you have any questions on. See, and then this one here has got, see how this one's got this fan right here? That's a cooling fan. What it's doing, this underneath here is your processor, and that heats up. So what we want to do is we want to get the heat out of the computer. So this fan takes the heat and blows it up and blows it out of your computer. And you'll see there's another fan on the back there as well. We want to make sure we're taking all the heat that the computer generates, and we're wanting to shoot it.
Look,
Yep,
now it's not hot anymore.
yeah, we want to make sure we get that heat out of the computer so we're not having problems. But you'll see this one just pops right up like this. And you can pop that right off. And you'll see right underneath there, that's where your processor lies. This one, it's got a little, you don't want to touch that, it's a little glue on there attached to that, but and that just clips back in. I'll let you guys kind of take a look at that.